Welcome to the Spring Sports Special, charlotte49ers.com. We're going to talk softball this segment. I'm Ryan Rose, and of course we're talking softball, so that means head coach Amy DeVos is here, and she's brought a couple of studs. We're not going to lie to you. These are two of the best players on this team and in the conference. Emily Jeffrey, pitcher, senior, and Serena Smith, who's the top hitter for the 49ers, also a senior coach. Let's talk about the season that you've got laid out ahead of you. Before we get into where you're going, let's talk about where you've been. You guys have been one of the top dogs in the league since you joined the A-10. You had a co-conference championship that first year. You've been right in the mix each of the last few years. You're picked second again. What's it going to take to capture another conference championship this year? Thankfully, you've got some great players coming back.
I think the biggest thing going for us going into next year is exactly like you say, what we have returning. And I think that we match up very well with anybody in the returning classes, but I think that our returners and starting spots outplay and have out-achieved the other players at UMass and Fordham and so forth. So you want, of course, if you're going to return anybody, you want top pitching, you want top hitting, and I think that we lost a ton of seniors, but I think that I feel pretty comfortable where we'll be at. And I think that, you know, you look at UMass and everybody's going to say, well, they lost their #1 pitcher, and they have, I think, yet to prove they can replace that in this upcoming year.
And in softball, a lot of times you get that hot pitcher. She's going to pitch both ends of a doubleheader. You're going to pitch her arm all week. You know, sometimes you get in that trap where you use her too much, and she graduates, and now you're like, oh, unproven talent right behind her. I know Serena's excited about facing other pitchers. I know that there are coaches around the league that can't wait for these two to graduate, but in the meantime, they have to face this kind of talent right now.
And definitely, when we came into the A-10, we came in with UMass and Ballschmitter being there as a freshman, so we got 4 years of that, and she's truly dominating, and she's moved on to a higher level at this point in time too. So we've seen their other pitching, and we, you know, at our place last year, we blew her up pretty well, and so we welcome to see that again. I think they feel that, you know, she's stronger than what we've seen, but that's fine. And, you know, Fordham will return a pretty good pitching staff as well.
Now, Emily, as a senior, you've gotten to face a lot of these conference teams, probably most of them, if not all of them by this point. Can you take a little bit from that experience as you go into this senior season, knowing that you match up with a lot of these teams?
Yeah, I mean, like, each team, each year, I feel like is getting better and better, too. Like, I feel like our confidence is growing. So we faced, like, I mean, we as a pitching staff have faced, you know, these teams, and each team is improving. So, like, we know a lot about each team, so we just take what we know and go at them. We know we can do it. So
if you're a Charlotte fan and you've been in this area for a while, you probably remember Emily from her days at Butler High School. We also have another local one, Northwest Cabarrus over there, Serena Smith. Now, you've faced some pretty tough pitchers in this league the last few years as well. And Serena, talk about this coming season and how you guys think you're ready to face some of these top opponents and win this conference.
We're really excited. I know as a team, everyone's worked so hard, and we're ready to go. We're excited, like you said, about Ballschmitter being gone and having a shot, you know, well, not a shot, but being able to face UMass at a different scene this year. So it'll be really interesting, and we've got a lot of great freshmen, and the team's been really grooving a lot more, and it's a great feeling, so I'm excited.
One thing you guys have an advantage over a lot of sports that play in the spring is you get to play a lot of ball in the fall. So you get those freshmen in the mix, you get a taste of what's to come. How was the competition in the fall from your standpoint, from the Charlotte standpoint, and what things are you excited about on this team for this year?
Well, with the fall, we're allowed to play 8 games, unlike a sport like baseball where they don't get any out-of-league competition. So that's been big for us because we've had to restructure our infield completely, and that's new freshmen coming in, that's moving returners into positions they haven't played as a regular starter. So that's given us a good opportunity to get in and move people around, and we've done a lot of that. And we did that all through the fall, and now going into the spring, we feel we have set on who we want to play in what position.
Kind of an advantage to get them out and test them around.
Oh, definitely. We wouldn't want to be doing that right now.
Yeah. Now, one thing that is different from the fall to now, we saw a little construction down there during the winter time, and there is this beautiful new experience for the fans. I want to talk about the new facility down there. We got a little taste of improved stands, just kind of a taste for the tournament a couple years ago when you brought in the rental equipment, and we all got a taste of what it would be like to see in a bigger place. Now it's officially bigger. We saw them doing construction down there. Talk about what that adds to your program. Probably helps in recruiting. It probably helps from a fan standpoint. What does that add to you guys?
It's incomparable. You know, now you can walk out and you can see something permanent. You see something you're proud of. You know that at any given day somebody can walk down, and if they come to a game, they have a place to sit. And I think the biggest joy is to have people come back who haven't seen it, whether it's alumni or just a fan or somebody, even a professor on campus. You know, they walk through and they've made the comments. But it's a long time coming. We couldn't be happier. It gives it kind of ties the whole facility in at this point in time. You know, we have a nice playing surface, we have nice batting cages, great scoreboard, we have lights, dugouts, but we've never had a really great place for the fan to view the game. And now we have the chair back seats, we have bleacher backs, and it'll seat about a little under 300 people. So you go from we look at the old set of bleachers, we moved them over the first base side for the visitors, and you look at you're over there, you know, you're in the cheap seats, and you look at where we've come, and it's just, you know, you kind of sit out there and your mouth just drops each time.
Having traveled to a lot of the A-10 schools, from just a surface standpoint, you've easily got the best field in the conference. But now, Emily, as we think about when your folks come in or when your friends come in to watch a game, you kind of feel like you earned the right to have a really nice facility, not just a field.
Yeah, I mean, the facility is amazing, and I think anyone's like, I mean, I know like my dad's already even been up in there, and he says it's awesome and amazing, and he's excited to like see one of our games, and I definitely think our field ranks like probably #1 in the conference. We definitely have the best, I'd say.
Anybody in your family, Serena, come out to the stadium yet and kind of sit in
No.
that seat? No, they're waiting with
it.
bated breath, aren't they, though?
Oh yeah, my mom's really excited, and we're all excited. I'm so proud to go to school here. When we all talk when we have home games and the other teams coming on campus, you know, you turn around and look at the backdrop from outfield. Just look at our campus; it's beautiful, and you know, you hear the other team say, "Man, this is a pretty campus," and we love our field. We love it, the scenery we get to see and we get to play on every single day. It's awesome.
One thing that I guess is kind of lost in that, and the same thing goes for baseball, the way home plate and the way the fans are pointed, you get the backdrop of campus. Isn't it great on an April evening when the sun is setting? I can't think of a better look than that.
Most definitely, especially when the sun starts to set, the lights come on up on campus. And, you know, in any of the schools that come from the Northeast, they're always overwhelmed on the amount of space at UNC Charlotte. But, you know, as we all know, UNC Charlotte, and they've done it right in the way they built this campus. But when you're looking up now from the baseball and softball field, you see all the new faces of the university. And, you know, a very comforting setting to be in.
You see the bioinformatics building on the left, and then there's a library tower looming over you, and it's gorgeous. You owe it to yourself to come out and watch a softball game this year. And your schedule's pretty good. I mean, you've got some heavy hitters coming in to get you ready for conference, not to mention the way the conference schedule lays out. Talk about the season ahead of you from a schedule standpoint.
In the month of March, we've got we've got NC State and Chapel Hill both coming in within actually a week apart. So we expect those to be great games. So that'll lead us right up into conference play. And we'll spend our first 2 weekends at home within the conference, which is always best weather-wise to be in Charlotte versus trying to go up to Philadelphia or somewhere. But we'll have our biggest opponents on the road. We've got UMass at UMass. We've got Fordham on the road. And GW can be tricky for us sometimes. But those are long conference weekends with that in Rhode Island. And when you go up north, you never know what to expect weather-wise. But at least from our standpoint, with what we're going through right now outside, I think we'll be ready for it.
Travel can be a little brutal in this league, but with the returning experience you have, I think you kind of negate that a little bit. So we're hoping for great things from all of you. I can't thank you enough for taking a few minutes and letting us kind of get inside your heads a little bit. Folks, I'm telling you, if you haven't been out to see a game down at the stadium at the Phillips Complex yet, you have no excuse now. You have a great place to watch softball, and you've got a great team to watch. Just head on down. If you need to check the schedule, it's online, www.charlotte49ers.com. We'll give you live stats. We'll give you live video for home games, but you really should come watch a game this year at home because you'll see Serena Smith hit one out. You'll see Emily Jeffrey strike them out. I mean, what more could you ask for? Coach, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Good luck, best of health, and let's send you out with a conference championship this year. We've got another segment coming up. That's head coach Amy DeVos and our two seniors, Emily Jeffrey and Serena Smith. Thank you, ladies. We'll be back after this.